Hey guys, I am getting ready to do a couple meetings that I have for work today. It's Tuesday morning and I was about to contour my nose, but I figured I'd film it. It's like definitely the most essential part of my makeup routine. And yeah, I think I've kind of mastered it at this point. There's really like not much to it. I think it's really more so one of those things that kind of like trial and error for me in terms of like the products that I use and really the technique that I use specific for my nose. I don't really think there's like a one size fits all contour technique for each nose. Mine happens to be bulbous, so I have like a more larger tip. And it's definitely like more projected. So yeah, it's definitely like my least favorite thing about myself, but you know, we work with it, we deal with it, and a little bit of makeup does the trick. Okay, so the product that I use is I've had it for a very long time. It doesn't even have a name on it. I was trying to find it because I know I got it off of Amazon. I watched Carly Bible, one of the makeup gurus on YouTube. I'm sure you've heard of her. And she recommended this product, and we kind of have similar skin tones, so I bought it. This was probably like, I don't know, a few years ago. It's how long I've had this, and that's how long it's lasted me. But I would say any sort of cream bronzer, cream contour. So I'm pretty generous with it, but I really like, it's all about just how I blend it out. You can definitely do it in powder form, but I just have done cream for a long time now, and that's what works for me. I use just a little kind of like dense little shadow brush. This is definitely for your eyes, but I use it, I think it's like it ends up being really great for my nose, so that's what I use. And then I will also take my concealer to highlight where I want to be highlighted on my nose. Then I'll kind of show you how I blend everything out. But we'll start with the cream contour. Okay, so essentially what I do is I will, again, I'm heavy on it. I'll just take the product and I'll just kind of drag a straight line. I kind of like stop right where the tip starts. I'll just do the same thing on the other side. It's hard to do because I'm doing it in my camera. And again, it looks like absolutely crazy right now. Kind of drag it. I like to drag it a little bit up, like right where the corner of my eye is. Okay, so we have that line. And then right where you feel like your tip starts, I'll do a little line. You can connect these, but I don't really think it matters. Okay, so you have your line. Looking great. More importantly, you want to get underneath. So kind of, you see where my natural highlight on my nose is right there? You want to go underneath there with another line. And that's it. You're good to go. Set your face. No. Okay. So then I'll go in with my concealer. This is the same concealer that I'll use underneath my eyes. You could use a little bit of a brighter shade. I just personally don't. This is the Hourglass concealer. I think I may have, my camera would focus. I may have mentioned this in my other one. I use the color Beach. I've been using this for a couple years now. It's my favorite concealer. I've used a lot of concealers before, but this just is my favorite. I'll do like 3 little dots right here, just on the corners. And then same thing. You can already see I screwed that up. That's fine. I don't touch anything over here. And then underneath that line right there, a little bit of white. Okay, so then we're just gonna blend it out. Not like a big strategy I use. I just try to kind of dab it like that instead of like rubbing it in circular motion. So I'll kind of just like start dabbing it out. And you can see I'm sort of blending it together. The idea is for it to look pretty seamless. Always take the back of my hand too and just kind of wipe off any extra product, because obviously I don't want to put the concealer on top of the contour. Again, we're really just trying to make it as seamless as possible. See, I'm just kind of starting to just very lightly dab it out. I always take this brush. Oh, by the way, this is the Rare Beauty angled concealer brush. I love this brush. So I'll kind of take it like this and I'll like drag it up. Okay, so it looks crazy. That's okay. You can see it starting to blend together. Now, my nose is a little crooked naturally, blessed, but that is okay. Okay, so you can see here that I like this line. This line's still defined, but it's not so harsh. It's starting to look kind of like my natural nose, right? Or how I would want it to look if it was my natural nose. But this line kind of disappeared. So there's still some extra cream contour left on there. So I'll just take the brush and I'll kind of retrace that line. Just like that, and same here. It's a lot of, for me at least, it's a lot of kind of going over the same lines again until it looks seamless and blended and natural, semi-natural. I think the reality is that when you contour your face, especially your nose, you know, you're creating false lines. You're creating lines that aren't actually there. So I think it's the expectation of understanding that you have makeup on, right? And at the end of the day, you can make your makeup look as natural and great as possible, but at the same time, you know, it is makeup, and you know, your skin is your skin. You have pores, right? You have texture to your face. So adding makeup on top of it will, unfortunately, just will look like makeup. So I think it's really just trying to make it look as natural as possible. So yeah, so you can kind of see now how I have some definition in my nose now, but it doesn't look crazy. And I really like putting that line underneath my tip and then highlight underneath it, just to kind of make it look a little bit more lifted up. You can see, looks a little bit better. Okay, so that's really what I do. I don't think it does anything crazy, but I think that it does just give me a little bit of definition where I want it. So then I'll go in with a powder, translucent powder. I use the Huda Beauty one. This color is in Blondie. I really like it. It's kind of like yellow toned a bit. And then I'll take my brush, any brush will do, tap off the excess, and then honestly, put it everywhere. I don't go too heavy with it, but this will set it, but it will also make it look a little bit more seamless. And any harsh lines that you couldn't really blend out, or you kind of felt like looked a little bit like obvious that you have a nose contour on, this kind of takes that away. Okay, now my favorite part of this whole process is doing the little highlight. You can do the highlight like right here. Sometimes I do that, maybe like for a wedding or something, but typically I will just put it on the little button of my nose. This to me just has everything together. I think it really emphasizes that lifted look. And yeah, it's just my favorite part. In terms of the highlight, I use this Dior highlighting powder. My favorite highlighter for the tip of my nose would be the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I don't like it underneath my makeup at all, but I love it just for a little highlight on the nose. I think it looks really nice and it's very natural because it's like your skin tone, but kind of shimmery. But right now I don't have that on me, so we're just gonna we're gonna go with this white one right here, and very little. And I'll just kind of look at where the natural highlight is, which is right there, and I want it right there. especially from far away. It just definitely looks like my nose is a little bit more defined, shaped a little bit more nicely for me. And then of course I'll set my makeup. That's definitely something, especially in this type of heat in the summer, you definitely want to set the nose contour as much as possible. I use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I think it does a really nice job. So yeah, that is my nose contour now. So yeah, that's really the gist of it. Lately I've been putting some blush right above the highlight, just to kind of give myself a little bit more of that like sun-kissed look. I think it also plays into that natural contour factor, because whenever I get a sunburn, I feel like my nose almost gets contoured in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's basically the look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.